how's our audio? I see Fatima in the live chat. I see other people here. I'm gonna highlight some of your comments going through once we go through the show. We're here with Sarah. We wanted to have True Indology. Is that how you say it? True Indology here as well, but
Yeah.
he rejected us. In fact, made fun of the fact that asked him to be on the show. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people that were making fun of. I mean, I insulted him after his horrible tweet. So people will after that they consider like, oh, look at the Armin invited. Even after that tweet, by the way, it's still there's an open invitation for him to come on this channel at any time. I know he wouldn't. I know he probably would not take it, but still, just in case. Um, Yes. Oh, people saying, "Oh, rejected." Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But Sarah, can you? It's okay because we have all the arguments that he has against you, against Sarah here. All of them are on tweets, like the back and forth that they had with you. They're all here, so we're gonna go through them one by one. But before we do that, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Welcome. Thank you for having me. Welcome. Well, welcome everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
It's nice to be here. Thank
No,
you.
this is our home now, so you can say welcome because we're hosting the live chat as well.
My name is Sarah Michelle. I have a YouTube channel. I'm also known as Biological Queen and Trans Goddess on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a YouTube channel. I talk about a bunch of things. I talk about atheism and anti-theism. I talk about transgender and LGBT issues. And I talk about freedom of speech. And about a bunch of things. That's basically it. I don't shy away from controversial topics.
No.
And my goal is especially to try to cover these difficult topics with a more sensible and skeptic approach. I am a skeptic above everything else. So that is basically it. And especially mock and criticize religion is definitely one of the most important things I do in my channel.
Yes, as should everybody. But by the way, we're gonna those other topics that you mentioned. We're gonna do. I mean, if you come back, if you accept my invitation, we're gonna do more videos with you on those on trans related stuff and also on woke related stuff. And that was actually our original intention to talk about woke dogma here with you, but you decided to defend me on Twitter, and you got a lot of backlash for it. So we're like, hey, maybe we should talk about that instead. And you're like, yeah, sure, right? So, but we're gonna do that like later. So, guys, we're gonna have Sarah's experience with the woke mob and the way she's fighting them. We're gonna go over that as well at some point, right? And how the woke dogma is harmful to trans right activism, right? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Wow, we haven't even started, and we got like a $5 super chat by Ex-Muslim Uzbek. Thank you so much, Ex-Muslim Uzbek, and also thank you for being a patron. I appreciate that. All right, and with a super chat with no comment. Wow, just being kind, just being generous. Thank you, guys. Oh, by the way, did I mention, guys? You see this? I'm not good at this. Guys, make sure you go link in the description. Sarah's YouTube channel, Twitter, everything, Patreon. You have no idea.
Follow me.
Yes, guys, it's a crime how low of subscribers Sarah has. Like, she makes really good content. Like, the amount of performance, the editing, it's so good. Like, I don't know why she hasn't been discovered yet. Like, she goes over the content is in very, very interesting way. Like, she doesn't just talk about things. She's educating you, but she's also entertaining you. There's like a performance and everything to it. Okay, so make sure you go check out her channel. It's really good. Okay, especially if you want more anti-woke trans right activists. follow her. Oh my God, Ethan is saying, Sarah, a Trump or anti-Trumper?
I am anti-Trump too.
Anti-Trump. Yeah, me
Definitely
and yeah,
anti-Trump.
yeah, me too. Yeah, sorry, Ethan. Sorry, me too. Deborah saying just followed.
I
Heart,
just
heart,
don't like
heart.
idiots. I just don't like idiots. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, Ethan really likes Trump, but Ethan is also. I mean, I don't like that Ethan likes Trump, but I like that Ethan keeps supporting us, even though we constantly crap on Trump. So thank you so much, Ethan, for being tolerant of our anti-Trumpism. Okay.
Well, like
Um,
that's good. Like people need to know that sometimes we're not gonna agree on everything. That's life.
Right. By the way, this tweet that I'm highlighting right now, okay, was that the final part of your back and forth with True Indology? Indology? I'm just gonna call it TI. Him, TI, sorry. By the way, for a very long time I just imagined, I don't know why I imagined TI to be a she, but so I'm gonna keep every time I say she, just correct me. It's he, okay? But TI, this was the last one, right? Between you and him. Did it go
I think
further
that was
after
my
that?
last one. That was my
Okay,
last
okay.
one. Yeah, I
So
think he
let's
privated his account after that.
Yeah, he privated his account. So, well, there's so much coming at him. We'll see. We'll go over that. This
Like
is
he might
actually
have responded to me. He might
right.
have responded to me, but since his account is private, I can't see.
Oh, okay, we'll go. Then we'll go through that. Okay. So trans got to say this. Let's read the last one and then go read the first one and see how we got from the first one to the last one. Okay. So trans goddess Sarah is saying nobody is saying Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
I can read it.
Okay, tell me.
Nobody's saying the misogynists making disgusting rape references to Armin Navabi's mother should suffer legal penalties for their ignoble behavior. So this has zero relation to freedom of expression, you gargantuan cunt muffin. Any self-respecting any self-respecting woman is triggered by this man's behavior.
Okay. So let's go to the first one. Hold on, zoom out a little bit. So this is where we started. Well, we got another $5 super chat by Chicken Jar saying Trump just helped Kosovo, a majority Muslim country, recognize Israel. Big win, I say. Yeah, I mean, we could. Do you guys want to make me? Do you guys want me to make a video about why I'm anti-Trump? I could do that. I mean, I did a debate with David Silverman on this, so you guys could watch that just recently. Thank you so much. But as for the super chat. Okay, so basically, This is where it started. Okay, so all the Hindutva mob coming at me, and I highlighted one of their tweets. Um, Wait, yeah. So I highlighted this tweet of the Hindutva people. Like, I'm not gonna go through like the beginning. Like, oh, here's the cartoon that I posted. Okay, I posted a cartoon of one of their goddesses, Kali. Say that she was sexy, which she is. And I will not take that back. And I have, for the past couple of days, I have had an army of Hindutva people coming at me and be like, "Oh, take it down! And you're gonna reporting me and sending death threats and pornographic images of my mother." And I think I have like so far 3 police reports filed, like legal filings against me. Um, some of them filed by politicians, BJP politicians in India because of the cartoon. But I keep highlighting them. And by the way, guys, we're gonna teach you guys about how free speech works because a lot of people are coming at us and telling us like, "Well, Armin, this is free speech, free speech." Okay, so we're gonna talk about it as well because it seems like this whole understanding of free speech and how that works and what does it even mean. It seems like a lot of people in India have very limited understanding of these concepts. So we're going to talk about that as well. So this is going to be an opportunity for us to educate you. But this is basically one of the ones that I highlighted that got a lot of attention. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to show you guys, and then and I also told people what this is. And so, by the way, this person that tweeted this, so far they have 4,000 likes. Okay, 4,000 likes for this. Um, So I told people what this is. I'm not going to read that again. I don't want to talk about it. So I'm just going to leave it on the screen. And let's see. Okay, so now we get to how all of this back and forth between you and Ti started. Okay, Ti says, Armin, for you, Hindu mother goddess is mythical and non-existent. Insulting her is fair game for you. Okay, by the way, Sarah, when did I do you can you point to me because I'm missing something here? Okay,
Mhm.
when did I insult Callie?
You didn't.
I
That's the whole
didn't.
thing. You
Yeah,
you call her sexy.
yeah,
I think I'm not sure if you did a tweet about her being the goddess of hand jobs because she has multiple wives, which is not an insult. Like
yeah,
Hindu, I thought Hinduism was a sex positive religion, isn't it? They have
yeah.
the
I
Kama
thought this.
Sutra and all that shit. I
Yeah.
thought they were sex positive. So why they get offended about you making a sexual reference
Isn't
to
that
a
like a
goddess?
compliment? Like telling somebody that they're sexy? Like I've been called sexy by people, and I very much liked it. I thought it as a compliment. Like, yeah, I mean, isn't that
I
usually?
don't understand.
I don't understand either. Mona Lisa, by the way, thank you so much for the $7 Canadian super chat saying Kelly is super sexy. Yes, she is. She is. And again, guys, we're gonna celebrate her sexiness more. Again, I told everybody that once we hit 150 patrons, where are we right now? Okay, we're close to getting 150 patrons, and once we get to 150 patrons, we're gonna every single month, we're gonna have a sexy Hindu god art. We're going to design it. We're going to start the production on that. And I was going to only focus on goddesses, but I had some
Oh
straight
no,
women.
what male gods do?
Yeah, some people who are like, told me like, what about sexy god Hindu gods as well? Like, okay, fine, fine. I mean, I'll do that as well. But yes, Kelly is super sexy. And guys, Kelly being super sexy, that doesn't take away from her being fierce and powerful and being able to chop my head off if she doesn't like me and anything like that, and all her power. It doesn't reduce any of that. Okay, all
I
of that is
okay.
still there.
This is
Yeah.
a good point. In
Mm.
fact, Kali is the supposedly powerful female figure. She doesn't need a bunch of simps, a bunch of
Yeah.
men going out on her defense. If she's so powerful and so, in her, she's a strong, independent woman who is gonna
Yeah.
kill every man. She doesn't need a bunch of simps defending her. You
I
are
know.
actually being misogynistic here too.
Yeah, I know she doesn't need simps, but I simp for Kelly. Okay, I'm a simp for Kelly. Okay. Yeah. Hindu historians think sex positivity is innate to real Hinduism. Abrahamic influence ruined it. Yeah, I keep thinking that. I keep hearing that people say like it's funny because a lot of people think that I am a sexist misogynist for calling Kelly sexy, and this is because of my Islamic upbringing and my Islamic background, which is so weird because actually I can acknowledge someone's sexiness because I left Islam, not because of my Islam. But it's actually them that see this that are this sex negative because of the influence of Islamic colonialism on their ideology. So they say like they want to keep telling me that Armin, your Islam is showing, and I like no, actually, like based on what Hindu historian is saying to us here, is their Islam that is showing. Okay. By the way, not that again, I don't want to blame everything in Hinduism on Islam. Okay. Hinduism has its own unique issues, mainly because it's a superstition. But this one, I'm more and more people are pointing out that this part is from Islam. Okay. Okay, but let's continue with the rest of the tweet. Um, for that reason, your mother was just a collection of cells, and she's also non-existent. Insulting her is fair game for him. This is the line that just crossed. So basically, because he Ti is gonna keep saying like, "Oh, I didn't justify it. I didn't justify it," but you kind of did. Like, isn't that like justifying that disgusting tweet? What do you think, Sarah? Is it fair for us to say that this was justification or maybe not? Let's be
Like that. Here's the thing. We are not. The difference is that we are not saying that it's illegal for them to insult your mother.
right.
We are not saying that. We are just
We're
saying
not.
that it is wrong. It is not a sensible or uh, uh, a response that is proportional to what you did. You called a goddess sexy. Okay,
Mm.
some people got offended at that. They started making sexual memes about your mother being raped. That is not a proportional response to what you did.
Right.
So the proportional response would be to call your mother sexy, which probably you would be flattered. You
Yeah.
would agree with.
Yeah.
So that would be a proportional response. So this is not the to say that because you called a goddess sexy, you are now okay with everything, the imagery that was done after your mother. It's ridiculous. It's just not comparable at all.
I mean, I didn't even go as far as pointing out that it's wrong. I just like, look, that's all I did. Like, I mean, because it was so obviously wrong that I didn't even have to do that. I didn't even report it. I didn't call for banning it. I didn't say that it should be limited. I didn't even bother telling people why this is wrong. I just displayed it to the whole world. Like, look what's happening. That's all I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they again, they keep like, oh well, freedom of speech, Army, freedom of speech. I'm like, yeah. Did I say that you can't say it? Like, you don't understand. Like, did I say like what? Oh, Armin, you don't get to complain because freedom of speech. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not freedom of speech. You know, I'm using my freedom of speech. And I'm talking about your sexy Cali, and you guys using your freedom of speech being disgusting, and
Yeah.
and vile in so many ways. And I'm not stopping you. I'm just highlighting you. Okay. And in fact, they are going against freedom of speech because they're actually taking legal action against me. That is
Exactly.
a
That is the
that
difference.
is
That is the
that is a
difference.
violation of freedom of speech. That is like, yeah, I'm not taking any legal action against you guys. But anyway, Sid Dave is saying actually whole thing started because him. By the way, Dave said thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Um, uh, saying actually whole thing started because Hindutva troll army thought you were a Muslim attacking Hinduism before they realized you were an ex-Muslim atheist. Well, even after they realized I'm an ex-Muslim atheist, now they're like, once a Muslim, always a Muslim, and they're talking about Muslim blood and Muslim upbringing. So yeah, I mean, this is true bigotry because they are not anti. These people are not anti-Islam; they're anti-Muslim, right?
Yeah.
Um, all right, but so insulting her is fair game for him. Do you see the problem with lack of respect now? Yeah, the fact that Ti thinks that they're even comparable in this way. First of all, I haven't even begin to disrespect Hinduism. Okay, I mean, I'll get on that now because of you guys, but that was not a lack of respect. That was a celebration of Hindu mythology, and the fact that you guys cannot see that makes you guys, morons. But
Another thing, which was my response to true Indology, is that there is a difference between an actual person and a
well,
goddess. Like true
yeah,
Indology is a scholar, right? Is a scholar of religion. So
right,
he definitely knows that gods are just representations. They are, in the case of the Hindu gods, they are an anthropomorphized version of the concept of the spirit that Kali represents. Kali is an idea, is a spiritual entity. And
right,
that figure, that idol, is just a representation of it. It's much different than your mother, who was a living person. That was your mother. She existed. It's different than an image of a goddess. It's
right.
not the same thing at all.
No. By the way, Harsh is a new member, guys. I thank you so much for being a member. Once we go over some of these tweets, and discuss them here. I am gonna pay a little bit. We are gonna pay a little bit more attention to the member chats as well. But right now, we're just gonna go through this tweet. Do you want to read this tweet, Sarah? Your response to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, if she was a collection of cells, that precisely means she was existent, you colossal twat waffle.
what is a twat waffle? I like
A
your
twat
insults better.
waffle is a very stupid person.
Okay. Where do you? Okay, you have to say. I'm gonna make a list of all the insults that you use because they're just beautiful. But okay, continue.
This I learned with Australians.
Okay, okay.
Australians really know how to insult. Besides, there is a massive difference between calling a goddess sexy and the avalanche of disgusting misogynist garbage fanatic Hindus are tweeting about Armin Navabi's mother.
Right. By the way, these disgusting stuff that they're posting is the reason why I can't just like go through my like I can't like some scroll down or go through some notifications because there's so many pornographic images of my mom that I don't know if I scroll down there if I'm gonna see one of them and this video is gonna get a strike, right? So that's why I have to all the tweets that I want to see, I have to have them prepared and ready, or else I might get in trouble. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they don't see the difference. Okay, but Sarah, how do you say to people like, okay, fine, you guys do not believe that the gods are real, but they think the gods are real. So how would you respond to that?
Well, my response to that is what I've been saying to them all the time. Well, you believe your goddess is real, but you have to, if you have put any of your two brain cells to work, you would know that a goddess, that image is just a representation of a goddess. A goddess is supposed to be a spiritual entity. That figure just, it's not who the goddess really is. The goddess is just this spiritual concept that you don't really have any physical reference besides that idol, that image
Right.
that was created. But that image is not the goddess. It's different than your mother. Now the response to that is going to be, but that is just a picture. It's not the real mother. The real mother is dead. But the real mother was an actual living person. It was someone who existed in flesh and bones. It's different than a goddess that is just a concept. That is the difference that they don't seem to grasp, that it's not the same to insult something that is merely conceptual or something that is spiritual, that doesn't exist in flesh and bones, and you don't have any... For you to create a bond with that entity, you have to believe that that entity is real. Now, the bond that you have to a living person doesn't depend on some belief in supernatural or anything of the sort. It's physical. It is tangible. That is what they don't seem to grasp, that difference. Like they say, Kali is our mother. Kali is not literally your mother. She is figuratively your mother. Your mother is literally your mother. It's different, and they don't seem to understand that.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you think that Kelly is real, based on everything I heard, I'm reading and learning about her. By the way, I'm a true simp for Kelly now. Okay, I used to just have a crush on her, but now I'm actually in love with her. But based on what I know about her, that's not something that she's going to be upset about. Like she could like, yeah, she could destroy. You know, she's way more powerful than worrying about. Like she will take care of people coming at her and trying to kill armies of people coming at her and trying to kill her. She will be able to take care of that. Let alone somebody just calling her sexy. If she has a problem, she's not going to have an issue with that, right? But let me actually see. Hindu historian is giving us some. Wait, Ethan is saying, were people in ancient India granted god or goddess status the same way Catholics anoint sainthood on people? These are. By the way, we're gonna have Hindu historian who's in the live chat right now. We're gonna have him on this channel to teach us about Hinduism, and talk about Kali and talk about her background and her story. We're gonna learn about Kali when Hindu historian comes on this channel. Okay, so subscribe for that. That's going to be interesting. Ooh, we got another $5 super chats by Sid. Sid is saying, "Will you attack Sikhs, Buddhists, desecrate Sikh scriptures, and you may face deadly fanaticism? Extreme Buddhists in Myanmar, Sri Lanka will react the same." Well, I mean, I would if I had one, but it has to be mine. I wouldn't desecrate other people's property, but sure, why not? Where can I get one? I mean, yeah. Are you? Yeah. But guys, why am I taking all the heat? Like, I'm going after so many things at the same time. You're like, Armin, do this as well. Do this. I have like three different group of people after me. Like, I have like the Muslims after me, the woke army is after me. Now I have the Hindutva army after me. Like, and people are like, hey, well, army, you're triggering these people. Go trigger these people and these people and these people. And so, like, maybe you guys could help share some of this, like, pressure right now, like how many group, but I mean, if the rest of your cowards, I guess I'll do it. Fine, I'll do it. No, I'm not, by the way, Sid, I'm not talking about you anyway. Sid is just wondering if if I am consistent with my views, but yes, I am. Okay, I'm when I get the chance and the opportunity, I will go after all of every single, every single red line, every single barriers to freedom of expression. I'm gonna try to break through, ram through all of those walls. So yes, the answer is yes. But I'm hoping that some other people would join me, so that I'm not like taking all the heat. Like, come on, guys. Like, I will highlight you guys. Like, I made the Sarah, I made the hashtag desecrate the Quran, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you go look at the hashtag, like, it went viral and got a lot of attention. But it's just like everybody is now, the vast majority of people to use that hashtag, they're using my video. All right. So I was like, hey guys, use the hashtag. So it's just not
So you
me.
do
So like,
your own.
we're like spreading the risk, and instead of like spreading the risk, people are like, hey, look what Armin is doing. And I'm like, great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. It's very comfortable to do that. I have a video where I draw Muhammad in my channel, because
Yeah.
that is the point of where, if you're going to fight to end blasphemy and to demystify this idea that we cannot mock goddesses, that we cannot mock prophets, you have to do it yourself. Otherwise, it's just talk. It's just what we criticize so much about wokes, that is just virtue signaling. You are just virtue signaling. It's just talk. You are actually not doing anything.
Wait, do we have somebody in the live chat? People saying Armin wants you. What is this? What's happening? Maybe I'm missing something. You see the live chat, by the way, Sarah, right? Like, if I'm missing, yeah, okay. If you see something that you want me to highlight, or something that is interesting that you want to respond to, by the way, and also if you ever want to like bring up something, like, don't wait for me. Like, you're in charge of the direction of the conversation as well. Like, if you were like, Armin, wait, there's something important I want to highlight. Like, let me know, okay? Don't let me take. Oh, by the way, Shobham is here, Queer Indian Atheist. By the way, guys, check out Queer Indian Atheist. It's the only YouTube channel I know that is like going through the problems with Hinduism, and Shobham, that's his channel, and he's a Dalit. He's a trans ex-Hindu Dalit, so knows a lot about this stuff. So Queer Indian Atheists saying they are also threatening legal action against Indians who are supporting you. Some AR members got threat calls as well. Yes, the people in India who have been supporting Atheist Republic, they are now under direct, and also everybody, Sarah, every single Indian that publicly defended what I said on Twitter, they're now going after them. A lot of my friends from in India are unfollowing me, and they're going around and deleting the tweets that they made in support of me. They have a huge army of people going after them. Like, this is insane. Like, any illusion of freedom of expression about Hinduism in India should be shattered. Like these people, and again, it's so amazing because they have no idea how much they are shooting themselves in the foot. They are exposing themselves in much more effective ways than I ever could.
Well, the fact that they think it's okay for them to do what they did to you, to your family, and they are suing you for blasphemy or for whatever it is they're suing you for. It's just very obvious the hypocrisy.
Right.
They are trying to say that you are the hypocritical one because you are complaining about them insulting your mother, but you are not suing anybody. They are the ones suing you. So there is no comparison.
By the way, very important clarification by Queer Indian Atheist. Again, guys, check out his YouTube channel saying, you're not taking all the heat. I am taking a lot of heat from Hindus. Yeah, sorry, I have to be more clear. Actually, the people in India are taking more heat. They're at direct risk, unlike me. And thank you, guys. By the way, Queer Indian Atheist, please don't do anything that puts you at risk. No, but what I meant by... the clarification. The people that are not taking any risk, the people that are online, first of all, I shouldn't say all. I should have said a lot of the heat. Okay, the people that are not in your position, Queer Indian Atheists, that you're on the front line, and a whole bunch of other activists that are on the front lines. Yes, they are taking most of the heat. But I'm saying from all the people that are doing this from a position of safety, like I'm doing, like I want more of them to join this fight because they have very little to lose. Like I want them to, and also when I said I'm taking most of the heat, the example that I'm giving was the desecrate the Quran. Like I was hoping that there are more people that are sharing that with me, right? And it's also like a lot of this stuff is like I start this and then a whole bunch of people join me, and I sometimes feel guilty because then they get into trouble, right? So I have to always clarify, guys, please do not when I said like, oh, share the risk, no, don't, okay? If you're comfortable with it, do it. But again, do not do anything that could put you in harm's way or any risk. Thank you so much for Chopin for saying that, so I could clarify. Authentic give us $5 super chat saying, Armin, debates and dialogue are working. Why are you provoking immature audience? Why do you have to be immature about it? Please be mature. Why are you repeating the same sentence in 3 different ways? Authentic, well, why? Can you clarify why am I being immature? Again, you could have dialogue, and you could also cross the barriers of freedom of expression. There's two different things that we're doing here, guys. When we have dialogue with people about their ideas, we're trying to understand, what we disagree and having a conversation about it. But this is, I think, the reason why people are confused is because they cannot comprehend that there's different forms of activism for different reasons as well. This is not for that. This is for, making a point about, your sacred cows or your sacred cows. What do you say to that, Sarah? Do you have any comments on that?
Well, there is a difference. There is a time for, as you said, there is a time for having conversations, for having debates. If you're having, let's say, a conversation about philosophy, about arguments and apologetics, you're going to have a debate about that and discuss whether an arguments for gods are good arguments or bad arguments, etc. But the point here is not to have a conversation. The point here is to make it an act to show that it should be illegal to mock religion. Blasphemy laws has to stop.
Right.
Or apostasy, laws against apostasy, laws against blasphemy have no space in a free society. They have to be taken all down everywhere. They have no room. They are against freedom. So the point here is to show that I can say anything about any gods and not have any legal consequences. And the fact that there are 3 organizations suing you shows exactly that India is still behind on that.
Right. And also another point is to desensitize people. So all the stuff that people are calling immature or childish, it has worked in the past when it comes to desensitizing people and breaking taboos. Like again, with the Drawing Muhammad Day annual event, that was extremely successful. Muslims are extreme now, very chill about Drawing Muhammad compared to 10 years ago, right? And everybody that says that what I'm doing is immature or childish, I'll make a video about your comments 5 years from now, when you like we're gonna have like a sexy Hindu goddess and god every single month after we hit 150 patrons. Again, link to our Patreon is in the description. But 5 years from now, or I don't know how many more years from now, when you see I'm putting a sexy goddess out there and it's getting no reaction, and people are like, oh yeah, some people are like, oh yeah, that's sexy and beautiful, but the Hindu mob are not coming at me. You're like, look, guys, it works. I broke a taboo. I desensitize people, right? So I will show you. I'll show you the results. I'll show you how effective it has been. Okay, and then we'll see if it was childish or unproductive. David gave us $10 super chat. By the way, everybody who's supporting us, me financially here, I come here and I just do live stream with you guys, and I'm just reading your comments, and you guys like respond. And I know I'm doing 2 live streams a day, and I think that's a lot. But please go support Sarah as well, because she does a lot more work on her videos than I do. Like seriously, like if you think my channel deserves some support, you have to show her some support, more support than you showing me, because like seriously, like the amount of work that she puts in her content, again, I don't understand why she hasn't been discovered yet. David saying Bangalore riots happened because Muslims blasphemed against Hindu goddess. Then Hindu did the same with Muhammad. Muslims burned the city. Hindutva army thought you were a Muslim, repeating the same. Yeah, but again, after they found out that I'm not, they're like denying that I'm not, because again, it's their simple minds cannot comprehend having more than one group of people that are against their ideology.
Well, a lot of people going after them are not Muslims or ex-Muslims at all. Now it became so big on Twitter that you have people from every part of the world now seeing, that Hindus can be just as nasty.
Yeah, and again, I think what we have effectively done is we have undone decades worth of PR and marketing to the world about Hinduism. I think they, like the people that says, "Oh, Armin, this is unproductive." I mean, rarely do I do such effective anti-theism than I have done in the past 3 days. Like I think I have undone decades worth of creating this polished, beautiful, like peaceful vision of Hinduism to the rest of the world outside of India. I think we effectively undone that in the past 3 days. So unproductive is the opposite of how I describe it. And again,
well,
thanks
a lot of sorry, I interrupted.
No, go ahead. No,
a lot of Hindus.
You can interrupt me anytime, but go ahead.
A lot of Hindus who were responding to me were saying there are no blasphemy laws in India. It's all you Westerners don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Well, if there are no blasphemy laws, why are they suing Armin? Why there are 3 lawsuits against Armin? So explain that to me, please.
Yeah. So there are hate speech laws left over since the British colonial time there's no blasphemy, I think, in Hinduism as a religion, right? But what Hindutva people are doing is that they're using blasphemy laws left over by the British colony as hate speech laws against people that go after the religion. And I say, like, well, they say it's not blasphemy laws, it's hate speech laws. And I say, like, hate speech laws that are meant to protect a religion are by definition blasphemy laws. Okay, so we got 200 rupees from Sumya saying sorry if I can't read your name. The post you shared suggested that Kali was seducing her devotees while her devotees call her mother. You can't go up to people and say their mother is seducing you. I mean, she's not your real mother, okay? And also real mothers sometimes want to be sexy and seduce other people. I mean, I don't understand. What is this understanding? What is this thing with motherhood and the lack of sexiness. Like, for example, if let's say you started dating somebody and she's like, let's say a model, like, can you not post a picture of a model that she's being seductive in her model and she's celebrating her sexuality? If she's a mom, if she as soon as she becomes a mom, all of a sudden she cannot be like sexually expressive and celebrate her sexuality in any way because now she has children now. I don't know. Sarah, do you understand this? I don't understand this.
Well, that sounds like Christianity or Islam, that you have to be this pious little angel. They can't have any more sexual desire because you are a mother. It just makes no sense. Calling someone sexy is not an insult. What the fuck is wrong with these people? I
Yeah,
don't get it.
and it's so interesting because I think like they call me misogynist, but I think it's their misogyny that is showing because they are so protective over the woman as something they own and they want to like control that they get so butthurt if you say like, oh my, look, this is you're celebrating someone's sexuality, but they wouldn't do you think, Sarah, what are the chances that they would be butthurt if somebody had like an image of like a Vishnu or one of their other male gods with like a six-pack ab and you like
They would
looking
love
at
it.
you? They would
They would
love it.
love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So, and we're like, oh my God. And he's like looking at you with the mysterious eyes and like some like one of, and some gay guy or a straight woman posted this, like, oh my God, this is sexy. Do you think they would be like so butthurt? No, they wouldn't be. Which because they don't think they have ownership or control over their men. So it's their, I think they're accusing me of misogyny, but it's their misogyny is showing, right? David gave us a $5 super chat saying, if you attack Sikhs, Buddhists by desecrating Sikhs with descriptions, scriptures, you will get the same reaction. It's the same everywhere. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to get my hands. I'll do that as well. Okay, just to show their hypocrisy.
Like if that is true, it's just more reason to mock every religion. Just don't have any restriction. Mock all of them. All of them need to be mocked, so people can understand that nothing is above mockery. Nothing.
Right. Exactly. But maybe some other people could get on that one because I've been doing guys, can I'm gonna highlight your comments a little bit, but wait for the don't send me any super chats because we need to finish the tweets. True Indology is saying okay, this is in response to you, Sarah. You are triggered. It is simple. Your friend abused goddess. I abuse a goddess. Is that possible? Here's the thing I don't understand. I think this is impossible from both a theistic and an atheistic standpoint to abuse a goddess. Okay, from an atheistic standpoint, your god doesn't exist, so it's impossible for me to abuse her. And from a theistic perspective, I think I should be the one that should be concerned about being abused when it comes to Callie. Okay, like if I have any interaction with Callie, if she's real, I'm the one that you need to be concerned about. Okay, like, yeah. I mean, have you seen what she does to her enemies? Okay, so very distasteful, but it is his freedom of speech. Okay, thank you. Yeah, well, thank you. I know that, right? A random guy abused his mother, also very distasteful, but still freedom of speech. Again, this is their hero, right? Like this is a person that 200,000 followers, and supposed to be like the scholarly, like intelligent person that goes like to understand things, and even they don't understand freedom of speech. Okay, look at this. I thought you were absolute champions of absolute freedom of speech. Why ranting now? Don't dish out what you can't take. You are a moron. Like seriously, Ti, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Oh, I thought you guys were about absolute freedom of speech. Do these people think when we are like defending freedom of speech, we say like freedom of speech means you say something and we don't say anything back? Like we're just like silent about it? Like no, like, oh, I said something. Oh, here's my nope. You don't get to respond. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. You're for freedom of speech. You're for, so you don't get to talk back. You don't get to talk back because freedom of speech. Like, is that what they understand? Like, how many people? And Sarah, have you seen the hundreds, the thousands of people that they just use this FOE comment as back at me and like, hey, what do you say? Yeah, why are you responding? Freedom of speech, freedom of speech. We get to say this because freedom of speech. Yeah, you get to say it. Nobody is stopping you, and we're not telling people to stop you. Are you guys? Are you fucking morons? Like seriously, we need to this is actually has opened my eyes to like so many Indians not understanding what freedom of speech means. I mean, if anything, when people say, Armin, this is childish or this is unproductive, I think this has opened our eyes to this lack of education and lack of understanding about freedom of speech that we need to now get on. Because so this is another side product of this whole thing that is like, to me, shows that it has how important all of this is. But what do you think, Sarah?
Well, there's so many misconceptions. So nobody is saying that they don't have the freedom to insult your mother. Literally, nobody's saying that. Another thing that they don't get is that I was blocking a few people who were being rude. And they say, oh, you are also not respecting my freedom of speech because you are blocking me, because you are hiding tweets. Like,
what?
No, that's not an attack. I am not infringing in your right to free speech. I'm not the fucking government. I know that I call myself a goddess and a queen, but I am not literally a queen. I don't have that power. I am just blocking on my tweets. Everybody else who hasn't blocked you can read your tweets. I don't want to read them because some of them are very, very gross. I don't want to see them. You know, the tweets insulting our mother and shit. I don't want to see that. So I block them. Like, but that is not an infringement of freedom of speech. These people have no fucking idea what that means.
They genuinely think that if you block them on Twitter, you don't believe it. You don't believe in freedom of speech.
Yeah, I'm being hypocritical because I don't believe in freedom of speech because I blocked them. Like, that's not.
Nobody took your. Idiot. You can still say whatever you want. Nobody. Okay, guys, if you want to see violation of you being blocked on Twitter is not a violation of your free speech. Okay, me getting legal action taken against me for sharing a cartoon of your goddess, that is a violation of your free speech. Okay, exactly. maybe we should go back to the basics. Okay, freedom of speech means the government. A violation of freedom of speech is when the government executes you, murders you, puts you in jail, gives you a fine, or does because of your views or your expression of your views. Or also, by the way, I don't know if you agree with this, Sarah. Another violation of your free speech is if the government on purpose is not protecting you when the mob is coming at you. Like, so, for example, let's say in a normal scenario, if a mob is coming at you to abuse you physically, or threat, it has to be like if it seems to be a bias. For example, if a mob is coming at, like, for example, in Pakistan, right? Let's say you burn the Quran and now the mob is coming to lynch you, and the government is not taking an action against you, but letting the mob take it against you on purpose, right? I think that's also a violation of free speech. Because
a main principle of the state I don't know how you call it in English. I know the expression in Portuguese. The state based on a constitution, or the constitutional state, we can call it like that. It's not the exact expression. Is that only the government has the authority to exercise force. The exercise of force is exclusive to the government, and in some exceptions to private organizations that have a mandate of the government, that have an authorization from the government. A mob doesn't have authority to use force. So if the government is condoning a mob to do that, the government is failing in doing their part in controlling riots and violence, because a state to be free, to have true freedom, they need to have some order. They need to have courts. You have to you need to have the opportunity to defend yourself before you get attacked and you get harassed. So that is the difference that also some people don't seem to grasp, is that anarchy is not freedom. If you allow everybody to be free to use violence without any punishment, we are going to be in a constant state of war, and that is chaos, and you have no freedom in chaos. You're going to be in constant danger and fear. There is no freedom there. So absolutely, when the government doesn't do their part in protect their citizens, that is not freedom either. And also, I am a free speech absolutist, but there are certain things that should not be allowed. Defamation should not be allowed. Incitement should not be allowed. Like someone gives your address and say go and go kill or go bash that person because he spit on the Quran. Someone puts your address on the internet and say go after this person. That is incitement. So there is somebody is inciting people to go and hurt you physically. That is wrong.
Right. Well, the limitations to freedom of speech are not are other laws. Like, it's not because of the speech itself that something is being limited. It's because, threats of violence, like scams. For example, if I go out and say like, oh, look, this medicine that I have cures all diseases, and it doesn't, that's illegal, but not because it's an expression. It's not just because it's illegal based on another existing law that you can't scam people, right? So that's, for example.
Yeah.
So it's not the speech itself that is being it's not, but it's yeah, and you guys understand. Like, so there are some limitations. And yeah, also direct threats of violence is also. But let's see how you responded to this. Okay. Do you want to read your response to him?
Yeah, sure.
But sorry, before you do, apparently there's a whole bunch of transphobic comments against you in the live chat, which is weird because, like, again, these are the people that keep going around and pretending like, oh, Hinduism is like trans friendly, like, oh, like we're looking at the tolerant religion they have. Again, like, you guys are, I'm not gonna highlight the transphobic comments, but you guys are like really helping us really show your true color. So that's
yeah, they keep saying that Hinduism has so many trans goddesses. They are so open. I got some very nice response from some people sending me nice messages on Twitter, but I also got a lot of transphobic abuse. So it's certainly not for everybody. There's a lot of transphobia that I'm experiencing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. By the way, I do want to mention, Sarah, you didn't have to, like, here's the thing. You're already, given the nature of the activism of you do, and given that you're trans yourself, you already get your fair share of abuse. So I should have said this at the beginning. Like, you just came out and defended me against this, and you didn't have to, and you're getting you're getting so much abuse now on Twitter that you actually have to think about maybe considering, going off line for like, I'm so, first of all, thank you, and also I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You did nothing wrong.
I know, but
I'm doing what is right. I'm doing what is right because these people are just bullies. They are just incels. They are incels. That's what they are. Let's call them for what they are. They are incels simping for a goddess because they can't find a real woman in their lives.
Right. So you said, okay, so read this response to True.
Nobody's saying the misogynist making disgusting rape references to Armin Navabi's mother should be suffer legal penalties for their ignoble behavior. So this has zero relation to freedom of expression, you gargantuan cunt muffin.
What is that? What is a cunt muffin?
A cunt muffin is like a twat waffle, but more cuntish.
Okay. And then
then I said, any self-respecting woman is triggered because he said I'm triggered. Of course I'm triggered. Seeing all the abuse that your poor mother, who did nothing wrong, is getting, of course I'm triggered. Any self-respecting woman would be triggered by that.
Okay. David, David is $10 super chat. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. David is saying nobody has ever been prosecuted in India for blasphemy ever. This is simply Hindu nationalists mistaking you for a Muslim blaspheming against the goddess. They responded thinking you were a Muslim. Okay, so to be fair, when it comes to violations of freedom of speech in India is obviously way ahead and more free than the vast majority of Islamic countries. Well, actually, I think every single Islamic country. So yeah, but again, that's a low standard. Like, I mean, I do know that one person was prosecuted under blasphemy, but the judge was wise enough to throw it away. So kudos to India for that. And these legal, but the fact that the fact that you're even being charged for blaspheming in India, like, again, that is the fact that it's not going to lead to persecution. So India is still way above that for any of these charges to actually lead to persecution, right? But it's way below. Like, this is not a binary thing, right? I think, given that this even happens, given that I have now 3 police filings and politicians, like your own politicians are now going out and taking legal action against me, it's fair to say that you're way below countries like United States, Canada, some Western European countries. The fact that even happens, we could call it out and say, like, this is insane, and that does not suggesting calling this insane and highlighting this problem is not contradicting the fact that it's not as bad as some other places where you actually do get persecuted for blasphemy, right? So, David, you could acknowledge that it's not that level of insane, but you could acknowledge that it's still insane, that your politicians are actually genuinely filing legal complaints against, like, they're taking legal action against me, okay? And also, when you say they responded thinking you were a Muslim, I mean, you're not suggesting that, but I hope you're not suggesting that, but it could come across as thinking that all of this legal action against me would be justified if I was a Muslim. I mean, I'm not saying that you're saying that, but that's how it could come across to somebody as like, right? Like, it shouldn't matter. I think Muslims should be able to go blaspheme against Hindu goddesses. Wait, are Muslims here's what I want to point out to you, David. Do you think Muslims are safe in India to go out and openly blaspheme against Hindu goddesses, given that Hindus right now are now afraid and intimidated and are getting legal action taken against me for merely supporting, retweeting, or liking my tweets? Okay, so David, that is insanity. The people that self-identifying pride Hindu nationalists who live in India are now going around deleting their support from me, unliking my tweets, unfollowing me, are the people in India who supported Atheist Republic and sent us messages of support, are coming to us from years back, are coming to Atheist Republic asking us to take down posts that they sent in support of us, take down their messages of support. We're hiding our Indian communities. Like, we're like everything, like atheists in India are now putting their communities on private. Do you think, like, because of the backlash that atheism as a whole is getting in India, people are coming after, again, self-identifying Hindus, okay? They're going after that who said something positive about me. They're going after the woman in they love in their lives. Their women are now being attacked. The woman that I shouldn't say their woman, the woman that they love in their lives are being attacked because of mere support of me. Again, all of this is insane. All of this is crazy. Okay, it doesn't have to be Pakistan level crazy for it to be crazy. Okay. I think you guys have been so exposed to how crazy Pakistan or some other Islamic countries are that you think we can't address how crazy this Indian situation is just because it hasn't gone that far. Does that make sense, Sarah? What do you think?
Yeah, there definitely is people not learning that there is a lot of seeing that there is a lot of nuance here. And as you said, if you are a Muslim, you should be able to mock Hinduism, Hindus also have the freedom to mock Islam. We have that in the West all the time. You know, we have Christians making fun of other religions and people making fun of Christianity. Us atheists, we get so much mockery and hate all the time, and we don't have any legal protection. And atheism is still growing. There is no such a correlation between you have to protect your religion, otherwise it's going to die. It's simply better ideas over time, as people become more educated, will overcome bad ideas. That's just how it works.
Oh, we have, by the way, we have people watching from Pakistan. Hats off to all the atheists and secular activists in Pakistan. You guys are on the front lines of this, and and again, please be safe. There's so many good activists in Pakistan that are doing what we're doing with a much greater risk to themselves. Okay, so please try to stay safe. But here's so I highlighted her tweet and I said, when she tried to justify people going after my mother, I said "F you" to her. But we already said "fuck" here on this. I try not to swear because YouTube doesn't like it. But given that we already said that, I said "fuck you." Because that's, I think I'm justified to say "fuck you" to her after what she's justifying. And look, she's saying,
It's a he, right?
Oh, he, yeah,
is
sorry.
It?
T.I. is a he. Yeah, again, I don't know why for a very long time I assumed it's a she, so I'm getting this wrong. So he's now saying you were crying victim. First of all, when was I crying victim? You were crying victim that somebody was abusing you, weren't you? Nope, I was just highlighting it. I'll show you what crying looks like, because you're crying now that people are abusing you. Okay, you were crying because I didn't came out with a tweet of like, oh, poor me, look at what people are like, and I was just like, look, you guys are basically showing what you stand for. That's all I'm doing. I'm not crying about it. Keep going, guys. I'm not stopping you. I'm not even reporting you. I'm not even reporting your tweet. I'm just showing the world. I'm just like, you guys be your disgusting, violent selves, and I would be like, look, world, look what these people represent. That's all I'm doing. If I'm not crying victim. I'm not even stopping it. I'm not even asking you to stop. In fact, don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. Give me more material to show the whole world. Where did I cry victim? Okay,
I don't see either.
I'm actually doing you a favor by transparently telling you how I am taking advantage of what you're doing. I'm being so transparent and open, so you guys could make an educated decision on what you do based on what I'm telling you. I am using you. I am using you for my activism, for my anti-theism. I cannot be more open about what I'm doing, and you guys keep doing it. It's okay, because even though I'm being transparent with you guys, and even though I'm showing my hands, okay, you guys cannot stop. So go on. Give me more material. I'm gonna keep doing it until you guys are so desensitized. And guess what? When you stop, I will still be considered a win, because the whole point was to desensitize you guys. Oh wait, hold on. We have another super chat from David. David, $10 super chat, is saying blasphemy is not a crime in any way. Absolute freedom of speech exists in Europe, Canada, USA. If you abuse Christianity in Kenya or an African Christian country, there will be riots and murders. Yes, completely agree with you, David. Absolute freedom of speech exists. Well, yeah, there is still some limitation in those countries that you mentioned.
Even in Western countries, in European countries, in America, there is still some limitation. That's why there is so much atheist activism, especially in America. There is still, and sometimes that's the thing. Like he talked about riots and murders. David mentioned riots and murders. Sometimes the limitation might not be legal. Sometimes it might be social. You cannot say what you want to say. You cannot criticize religion because you're going to suffer abuse or you're going to suffer violence. And as you said earlier, sometimes the state is not going to do anything about it. The state is just going to wash their hands off of it, and just pretend nothing is happening so you can get abuse. So sometimes the persecution, sometimes the prohibition of expressing your disdain for religion might not be legal. So it might be paralegal. It might be through intimidation and through violence that the state just simply pretend that it's not happening. So that way people cannot express themselves in the same way. They're still going to suffer consequences for it. It's still not freedom.
Right. I think I'm highlighting a member comment. I think I don't remember his name. I think it was Rishti saying, "You are doing a great favor to India. Your movement will now motivate progressives Indians to go behind blasphemy laws, and I hope these regressives laws will be gone soon, like LGBTQ." Well, I'm just doing the back support, right? I'm just like, because most of the work is being done by the secular and the atheist activists on the ground in India. Like, they are doing the vast majority of the work. I'm just like sitting from a position of safety and giving you guys. I'm just a cheerleader for the actual people that are doing the real work in India. Okay, so hats off to them. And yeah, I'm just gonna use my platform to give them a louder voice. So okay, where did we go? What are you doing now? Okay, so you're saying you were crying victim that somebody was abusing you, weren't you? So nope, I wasn't. What are you doing now? Showing mirror is all it takes for true self to emerge. P.S. Not interested in your offer. You are personally too old for me. Seek someone else. Haha. Okay. Well, trust me, that was not what you pretend that it was here. And yeah, don't worry about that. I would never do that. But anyways, let's see. Like you mentioned, crying. Okay. So if this is crying victim, so we could see that right after I highlighted his tweet, like, look, his account is on private now, because that the position that he had, him justifying the disgusting behavior of his community, I highlighted that, and it was so much. Like, look who's crying and now hiding, like going back, can't take the heat anymore. He actually had to put his account on private, right? And is that what it's called, private, right?
Yeah.
And so many people, like the people who are now he's retweeting, that he feels like people are coming out and saying like, oh my god, so many people are attacking you, don't worry, I love you, and he's retweeting them. So it shows to me that he's actually getting so, like, think about this, by the way, Sarah. I've gotten hundreds of thousands of people sending pornographic images of my mother, right?
Yeah.
And look at this. He says I'm crying. Oh, I can't go to Twitter because some of them might show up. But if you actually go look at here, I can show you here. If you actually go look at my content, I'm not private. I'm still here, baby. I'm still here. I'm still available to all of you. And look at that. So am I crying? Am I crying? Or look at this luck symbol. Who's crying? Huh? Who's crying, Ti? What we got? 1,000? What is how? We got 1,000 rupees from India. Jesus Christ! What the hell? 1,000 rupees. How many dollars is that? That is crazy. Thank you so much. This is going to go directly into the Sexy Cali Fund. I know we're going to make the other. I know we're already going to make other gods and goddesses, but because Cali started this, we're going to call this the Sexy Cali Fund. Okay. Directly to the Sexy Cali Fund.
You know what you should do? A Sexy Cali calendar and sell it.
A Sexy Cali what?
Sexy Cali calendar. A calendar, you have those porn, those beautiful women calendar, not porn, beautiful women calendar. Yeah. And you could make one of Sexy Calis. And yeah, just admiration.
A lot of people said that, but do people actually buy and use calendars these days?
Nah,
I can make one.
Not. But they probably would buy this one.
Yeah. Samya with the amazing 1,000 rupee super chat, which I don't know how many dollars that is, but given the color of it that YouTube is showing, it seems like it's a lot. So thank you so much. Pics of Kalima often portray her having sex with Shiva. I am comfortable with my mom celebrating her sexuality. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at the sex positive attitude from Hindus. Guys, again, displaying that hashtag not all, okay? I am comfortable with my mom celebrating her sexuality with whom she wants, but not comfortable with random guys coming up to me and saying that my mom is seducing them. Also, we believe Kelly is every woman. Okay, that is okay. So I love the sex positivity of the first side. Okay, but I didn't come to anybody. First of all, let's assume that she's real, and I think it's kind of crazy to assume that she's real, but let's give that. And let's assume that every single person is claiming that she's their literal mom. Again, that's a huge give. I also think that's insane. I also think that let's also assume that Callie is every woman. Like, I mean, come on. Like, are you guys, this is how you cannot make an idea of Callie not like so untouchable by just claiming these things, right? I could come and say, Voldemort is my daddy. Harry Potter is anti-Dark Lord propaganda. The J.K. Rowling should be banned. That's how I see it. Like, I can't just go declare that and just demand that people respect Voldemort because of, like, and also, even if I did think Voldemort was my true dad, and that Harry Potter books were propaganda against them, then what I could do is not read Harry Potter books. Okay, I could just not read Harry Potter books, right? I didn't come to if this is like your literal mom, I didn't come to you and say like, hey, look at this. Like, let's say, for example, let's actually think about a literal mom. Okay, let's say you are your mom. Let's say I'm dating your mom. Okay, and your mom is sending me sexually suggested, like winking at me with her tongue out and sending it to me, and I ask your mom, hey, like, can I post this on Facebook, right? Like, and she's like, yeah, go for it. Like, oh my god, look at my girlfriend, look at how hot she is. Like, and you don't like it. Let's say you don't like, what the hell is this? That's my mom. I'm like, yeah, but this is between you. She's fine with me posting it, right? And if you don't like me posting it, if this is making you uncomfortable, block me, okay? You're not, just because she's your mom, that doesn't mean you're part of this equation, okay? She's being sexual, she's being sexually suggestive, and I want to post it, I get to post it, okay? So, unless you could find a way for Callie to actually tell me that she's uncomfortable with this herself, then, I mean, do you think like okay, for example, let's say like you have a celebrity, okay? You have a celebrity, she's modeling, and she's looking at the camera, and she's being sexually suggestive, her tongue out, winking, and she puts that out there, and it's free for people to share, and I posted on my Facebook wall, right? But what if she's a mother as well? What if she's a mom as well? She has kids? Like, does that make it not okay now? I don't get it. Do you get it, Sarah?
No, it's like it seems there is this idea that if you are against something, it should be blocked from everybody to see. Like,
right.
That's not how a free society should work. As I said, you don't have to watch it. If it's something that you don't want to read, just don't buy the fucking book. You don't have to ban it. Or if it's something you don't want to watch, you can block it. You don't have to. Yeah. It's like, it's so entitled that people think that because they are religious and they believe that, they can dictate what people can say about it, instead of just, no, I don't want to watch that. I'll just change the channel. I'll just block this person. I'll just do whatever. It's very entitled that they feel that they can criticize atheists. They can say nasty things about atheists all the time. But if an atheist make a mockery of religion, then suddenly it's unacceptable and it shouldn't be allowed. It's just a huge insult.
I do think it's fair for them to say that. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, don't be offended, don't find this uncomfortable. I don't say that. I think it's fair to point out that something you don't like it, okay? And if you're uncomfortable with it. But again, it's the responsibility of the content consumer to be controlling what content they're exposed to. it's not the responsibility of either the creator or the people that are celebrating a certain content or like a certain content to change the content that they create or the content that they share based on what other people like and don't like. Okay, it's really easy to block people or unfollow people or find ways to not be exposed to stuff that you don't like. I'm not saying don't say that you don't like it. Say that you don't like it. Say that you're offended. Those are fair. Just don't demand or expect other people to change what content they produce or they share based on what you don't like. That's your responsibility. Okay. Sid is saying, Armin, thank you so much. Wait, I missed another super chat up there. Wait, hold on. Sorry. I'm going to go to Sid one as well. Sam B. Tesh is saying, this is India's indoctrination to Western style free speech. A lot of moderate Hindus I admired have been exposed by this incident. True Indology. I don't know why I don't know how to say this. How do you say it again? TI is
True
one such person.
Indology.
True Indology. What is Indology? Is that like the Indian studies? Yes, right?
Be.
Studies of
Could
Indian,
be.
everything Indian.
Yeah,
where is
it's
this?
the study of Indian studies, yeah.
Indian studies, okay. Indology. Sid is saying, Armin, you have basically got stuck between a Hindu-Muslim blasphemy war. Yeah, I know, actually. They were blaspheming against each other on Twitter after Bangalore, is that? Yeah, riots. Yeah, I know actually about that. And I know that was the reason why a lot of people thought I'm Muslim and they started attacking me. Yeah, and I know that the Hindus think like the police has been unfair to them when it comes to going against them blaspheming, but not the other side. So I know about that history, and I know that's what I entered, right? But again, if anybody wants to normalize this, Muslims accusing Hindus of blaspheming and vice versa. I mean, if anybody could come in and desensitize both sides, it should be like an ex-Muslim, anti-Hinduism activist. So I'll help you guys. I'll help you guys get over all of this nonsense, right? If I can. Anyway, my God, I can't finish these tweets because we're getting too many super chats. Thank you so much for everybody being so generous. Why can't I see this one? Where is it? Why can't I find it?
Disappear. It's not nice.
I got another super chat, but okay, I'm just going to read it because I can't find it. Samuya is saying picks up. No, I already read this. Oh, it's just standing there for so long because it was huge, because it was a huge super chat. That's why it's standing. All right, so let me actually show you another. Look. Oh, like you're like, oh, this is so funny. Oh, you were crying victim. Oh, you were crying victim. And like, okay, if that's what you think is crying victim, look at this. Oh, I received a lot of hate from champions of free speech for this thread. Armin himself abused me. I abused. Like, look at. Did I ever say that? Anybody abused me? Like, I didn't cry victim. They say I'm crying victim, but now he is saying that they abused me. What did I abuse me? And RT extremely abusive tweets. What?
I don't know, maybe you think calling him a cunt muffin and a twat waffle is abuse.
Oh, poor you, TI. Like, poor you. Look at the hypocrisy. Oh, you were crying victim. And now he's saying like, oh, poor me. They were retweeting people that called me a cunt muffin. What hypocrisy is this? Not one counter. Really? Did you not see? Sarah, I think you had really good counters. All of them said, how could you justify your abuse when I never justified any abuse? You did justify abuse.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so hypocritical.
How could he not see that as justifying abuse, and then calling him a cut muffin? They say like, while abusing me, does he like the level of self-awareness here is like negative? Like, does he not see the hypocrisy here? He's calling these people a cut muffin abuse, and you're like, I didn't justify abuse. Like making pornographic images of your mother, and what I showed you at the beginning that I'm not gonna say again. You don't see that as justifying abuse, but you made an argument for that, why that was the same. as me just posting a picture of your goddess, and you're saying that it's not justifying abuse, and now you're saying, well, I'm being abused for people calling you a cunt muffin. And then you have the audacity to call that. They say, "Oh, the irony, Jesus!" Like, yes, the irony. The irony is right here. The irony is actually like right here. This is what the hell? Oh my God! Like, it's insane. But I like the fact that, you know, like his look here. Look at this. Oh, my mentions are flooded with abuse. Oh, hate and such pictures of these defenders of liberalism. If they defend everything citing absolute freedom of speech, why complain when paid back in the same coin? You want absolute liberty to insult everything we hold dear without getting anything back. Not happening. Oh, poor you. Like, okay, first of all, this is not abuse. This is just us highlighting how big of a moron you are. And now I'm going to highlight what bigger of a moron you are by pointing out that you have no idea what freedom of speech means against. I'm not going to explain this because we already did. Oh, by the way, I shouldn't scroll down because that's like this is here. I'm not going to scroll down completely, but this is the kind of stuff that I didn't post, right? That I could have. Right, this is like an actual pornographic image of your goddess doing something. And again, I think that should be also allowed. But let me focus on us now, and let's focus on you, Sarah, and also the live chat. So, what do you think?
But here's the thing: is that he's talking about freedom of speech. No one is saying that they shouldn't have freedom of speech. Like, that's what he doesn't understand. Freedom. You have the freedom to be an asshole and do those nasty pictures of your mother. No one is saying that you don't have the freedom to do that. But freedom of speech is not absolute freedom of criticism. We have the right to say, look. Of consequences, we have the right to say, look, you are an asshole. You are being hypocritical. And we have the right to insult you back. That is what it seems that he doesn't understand. And if he doesn't like it, if he thinks he's getting abused, he can just block people. He has the freedom to do that. The Twitter gives him that tool that he can. I blocked a lot of people who were giving me abuse. You can do that, but. It's very hypocritical for him to say, you can dish it out, but you can't take it in. And 5 minutes later, he's crying about suffering abuse. Like, you can't have it both ways, dude. You can't have it both ways.
Is Indology is a girl? I don't know anymore. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. This is how I phrase it to summarize it to the point, so that most people can get it. And let me know if you think this is a good way for people to understand, okay? Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. Freedom of speech means freedom from legal consequences, okay? I think that should summarize the entire point. I think I can't make it any more to the point and simple for people to understand. Do you think that's a good way of putting it?
Yeah. Freedom of speech is related to legal consequences of your opinions. Freedom of speech is a principle where no citizen should have legal consequences for merely expressing their opinions, or for merely saying expressing their beliefs. It's mostly like this. The history of freedom of speech is much related to the freedom of the press. Because when the press started, a lot of pamphlets started to circulate, and the government was trying to say, like, critical to the government, and the government was trying to cut it. Like, you can't criticize the government. But society understood, no, the government needs to be criticized, and then later religion needs to be criticized, and created this legal principle that people are allowed to express their views, because the only way society can improve is if we are allowed to criticize stuff. But that is related to legal actions, or as I said in my tweet, to legal penalties. You suffer a penalty, either a fine or you go to prison because you just issued your opinion. Freedom of speech is related to that. You don't get any fine, you don't get any punishment, legal punishment, for just saying what what you want, and
Right.
that is related to insult people. You know, we can insult, do a whole stream just insulting through Indology, calling through Indology all sorts of things. True Indology can't do anything about that, anything at all.
Right. So here's the thing. Some people are saying that they were hoping that true Indology would be here. I told him or her, I don't know anymore, if I would like to do that, and they'll put invitation. Guys, go tag him or her and say that the invitation is still open. I've already been rejected, and he can come and talk to us at any point, no matter how. No matter what people say, like we will still welcome this on this channel. So the invitation was there, but it's not here. Some people are saying, "Oh, it's because Armin can't debate." Nope. If they want, they could come here as well. Okay. So, by the way, how much more time do you have? I just want we could go on for another. Maybe.
I don't know. My phone is like in 7%.
Okay, let's do like 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes of
Yeah.
highlighting it. Okay. So is this? I forgot. I'm gonna write your name somewhere, and then I think Rishti. Rishti saying you don't know. Maybe in coming time you may be considered the god of free speech in India. That's what Indians do. There will be a god Parana written on you. Well, then I will have to blaspheme against myself. Right. Yeah, but guys, no. Okay, so first of all, here actually we got a super chat. Sid is saying, if you make fun of Sikhism, you will face fury by Sikhs similar to the Islamic terror plans to mock them. I guess I am now. Yes, I will. Sikhism. How do I make fun of? Yeah, I mean, if that's a problem, if you're facing problems with your Sikhs, with your Sikhism, like if they're too sensitive, I'll try to help. Any form of red line or blasphemy that is out there that is not been normalized, you could count on me to, if I find the time or the resources, to normalize. Okay, this is what we do here. We normalize blasphemy. We normalize dissent. We normalize blasphemy. Okay, the more aggressively they come at you, for any form of expression, the more we're gonna have to push back. We'll stop once they are desensitized, right?
Yeah, it's people
Again,
understand that mocking their religions, mocking their beliefs is not an attack on them as people. People have to stop having that idea. It's so toxic. People can criticize my left-wing beliefs or whatever, can criticize, anything. My opinions, can call me an idiot, can do whatever. Like, those are not attacks on me as a person.
right.
And that people when it comes to religion, people take everything personally. They feel that if you are attacking their god, they feel they have such a personal relationship with their gods that if you attack the god, you are literally attacking a member of their family, and that is a toxic thing, in my opinion.
Right. Another Harshit, who's a member, is saying, Armin, what is your view on flying spaghetti monsters? Cheese be upon him. I'm an official ordained minister of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. You should. Yeah, what do you think, Sarah, about the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
My opinion on the flying spaghetti monster.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of Satan, to be honest. I think Satan is a cooler guy.
So yeah, look at this. You should get one. Should I blaspheme against this one as well? No,
oh yeah, blasphemy against all of them.
By the way, guys, if I ever block anybody on the live chat, it's only because like they keep posting the same thing over and over again without, like, you guys could swear, you guys could be insulting as much as you want, but like Pardeep, you did the libtard comment like 6 times in a row, and that will, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna ban you. Like, you could say libtards, you could say anything insulting you want, as long as you do it like once every 10 seconds. But if you do it like repeatedly, one after each other, then you're gonna get banned. Okay, you're gonna get removed. But again, guys, another reminder: please, 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 please go check out Sarah's channel. It's link in the description. It does deserve a lot more attention. Okay. So yeah, and again,
Yeah, I agree with that. Go check
yes,
my
again.
channel.
So what type of content that you have on your channel, by the way, Sarah?
Type of content is a lot related to trans issues, LGBT issues, politics. Freedom of speech is something I talk about a lot. I try to do a channel that is focused on current issues, on politics, on religion, and I talk a little bit about science and philosophy as well. But I try to cover more current issues and try give a leftist but also anti-woke perspective. And that is a lot of something that I very serious about, is that to end this idea that everyone who is left-wing is woke, because that's just not true. There's a lot of people who are left who doesn't like woke culture, and I am very serious about that. So all of my criticism is usually on that line. Like the video that I made about Islam, the last one that I made, was criticizing. There was an actor who made a comment about Islam, and he was being dogpiled by woke people. And I made a video about that, like saying that he was right, criticizing Islam.
Nice.
Islam needs to be criticized.
By the way, Royal Bengal Tiger saying you should not mock other people's beliefs, my friends. Well, I'm gonna. Who's gonna stop me? Come stop me. Queer Indian Atheist is saying, would you like to come live on my channel one of these days? Yes, I would be an honor, Shobham, to come on your channel. Yes, I would love to do that. Shobham has done so much. He's a co-host. He's a gender fluid, trans, Dalit, ex-Hindu, and a co-host on our weekly news coverage. On our channel. Harsh is saying you're Armin Iraq. Oh, thank you. What you are doing is extreme left. Okay, sure. As long as you don't blaspheme against, I don't know what that is. What is that? Okay, I can't read that. We got another super chat. Sid is saying, please post a picture of gods of all religions having sleeping with each other in heaven. Jesus, Kali, Muhammad. Muhammad is not a god, but Buddha, Sikh gurus, Moses, Virgin Mary, end of religion's hatred. Sid, do you want me like dead? Like, is that what you want? Sid is trying to. Sid is like, but get rid of me somehow. I think. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying my best to blaspheme again, guys. I mentioned everyone. Once we get to 150 patrons, we're gonna have like sexy goddess and goddesses shirt, right? Okay, so I'm gonna have one every single month, right? So let me tell you, Sid, what I'm going to doing is kind of similar. It's not going to be pornographic because what you're suggesting is pornographic. Okay, I want to be able to for people to be able to share it everywhere. So what I'm doing is the first shirt that we're going to make is going to be our own version of Sexy Cali. The second shirt that we're going to be making once we reach 150 patrons, again, link to our Patreon is in the description, is going to be, what's that goddess's name? I keep forgetting her name. The one with the lion. Durgama. Okay, Durgama. We're going to make the second one is going to be Durgama making out with Kelly. Okay, so it's going to be pro LGBT as well. And the third one is going to be Vishnu or Krishna, I don't know which one yet, making out with Muhammad. Okay, so and it's not gonna be derogatory. It's gonna actually look very elegant and classy. And we're gonna cover people that wanted male goddess as well, because we're gonna do that. And it's gonna be pro LGBT as well, so that's good. Maybe we should do like them with like LGBT flag or something, like rainbow color somewhere as well. I don't know. So that's my third idea. I don't know what the fourth and the fifth and the sixth one is going to be, but we're going to have like every single month we're going to have a sexy god or Hindu god and goddess project coming out. Okay, and once we hit 200 patrons, we're going to do like Islamic hadith comics, right? So that's what, but we could talk about that later. But again, link to our furry. Yes, it's good with the one with Durgama, because she always has a lion with her. There's potential to make this furry friendly as well. Okay, for the people in the furry community. What do you think, Sarah?
That's a very good idea. I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
A furry Durgama is beautiful.
Yeah. You guys did wonderful as always. Also, my name can be translated to Saint Skeptic. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna call you Saint Skeptic. That's gonna be easier to remember. Saint Skeptic. I'm just gonna write it down. But Durga, and Kali are two forms of the same goddess. That's fine. This is it could be self-love. You could be sexually attracted to a different version of yourself. It's going to be LGBT. That's LGBT friendly and self love at the same time. Okay, so it's fine. I think it's fine. We're gonna have the lion there as well, like in the like maybe going through their legs. Both of their legs at the something really nice. Okay. But yes. All right, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Before
for
you end,
having me. It
okay.
was great.
Queer Indian Atheist is saying before you end, I love Sarah. Yeah, so you have a fan from the Queer Indian Atheist channel. Yeah, good. Okay, and yeah, so we will have Sarah back on here to talk about woke related stuff and also trans related stuff. I know Chopin was interested in you talking about transmedicalism and stuff like that. So we could maybe have
Yes.
a stream about that as well. You could educate about that, and also maybe you could steel man the other side as well. Okay, so the people who disagree with you, I want to go, but we're getting another super chat. David is saying there is going to be $5 super chat saying there's going to be religious riots, especially against Muslims. If people think Muslims did this, and if Muslims think Hindus did this, no, this is we have precedent to show. Again, guys, Draw Muhammad Day cartoon ended up reducing riots, reducing violence. It desensitized people. Okay, we have a record now. When you draw Muhammad, embassies don't get burned when you draw Muhammad anymore. Okay, this is a de-escalation process of people's reactions. This is a desensitization. Okay, no, we escalate to desensitize. Okay, but thank you for your $5 super chat. Again, guys, I don't yell at the camera when we have a guest here, when there's other people here, but you know that you need to subscribe, and because I yell at people until like at the end of the stream, I go at them and tell them that they need to hit the notification bell, but I don't want to scare our guest here, so I'm not going to do that. I don't love all of you. My love is only for the people who are subscribed or following us on Twitch. Link to our Twitch is in the description. Today, I'm also going to extend my love to the people who follow Sarah, are subscribed to Sarah. Link to her YouTube channel is in the description as well. Bye, guys. Sarah, do you want to say anything before we go?
Bye bye. Yeah,
Bye.
just please go subscribe, watch my stuff, and
Yes.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And support her on Patreon if you like her content. Okay. All right. Bye.